All right, everybody, welcome to this episode of PFN Reviews today. As you can see by the title of the video, we are going to be reviewing Coming to America. That is Coming to America 2 with the 2 in the title. This is the Amazon Prime original film, and I am your host, Sean Monk.
And I'm your other host, T.J. Cornwell.
Boom. And so let's go ahead and dive right into it, TJ. You want to go ahead and run down just some of the cast lists or anything like that?
Yeah, real quick, Coming to America 2 came out March 5th, starring Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, Leslie Jones, Tracy Morgan, Wesley Snipes, and a few other recurring characters, and directed by Craig Brewer. So you want to give a let's hear your initial thoughts on
my initial thoughts first? Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, I think before we even give initial thoughts, we should say what's our relationship to the first one. So for me, when I like growing up and stuff, you know, my mom was a huge comedy fan, huge film fan, and everything like that. So I was watching stuff like this all the time, like this, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop, you know, all that kind of stuff. A lot of Eddie Murphy. Those are just the Eddie Murphy ones, obviously. I watched a ton of other things too, but so I've seen this, you know, a bunch of times through, familiar with the story and McDowell's and all that stuff, like Sam Jackson, who gets a little nod in this one. He's not in it. I was halfway expecting him to show up in some capacity.
Yeah, no, same.
And I wouldn't consider that a spoiler. He doesn't make a cameo. There are a ton of
this
cameos
is a full
in this.
spoiler review.
Yeah,
so
there's a ton of cameos in this, but unfortunately Sam Jackson was probably busy filming 18 Marvel movies at once. But yeah, so I had I wouldn't say a strong connection. I had just seen it a bunch and was familiar with the world. What about you?
Yeah, I just actually watched the first one like for the first time like 2 days beforehand.
Oh, there you go.
So I watched this on Sunday yesterday. Sorry.
Nice.
And yeah, there was like I was expecting Sam Jackson. Instead, we get Morgan Freeman, who makes an appearance, who wasn't in the first one. Which I was like, oh, I didn't know he was in it. He's doing his classic like little voiceover type thing. So that was nice. I think I'll actually just like start off like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I figure we just hop in.
It up. Yeah, definitely.
I just didn't think, in my opinion, this movie did not have the same soul and heart as the first one. There was some jokes that like they carried over from the first one that just didn't work in the second one. For example, the royal penis to clean, your highness, they changed that to the royal privates or something like that are clean, and it's just not the same. There is still some like tension, like sexual tension and stuff like that I feel like is like maybe borderlining like the PG-13 edge, like probably as far as they could go. Yeah. So maybe they took this to get rated and they're like, well, actually you need to like, you know, you can only say these words. And I understand like the reason like the first one's rated R is basically because of the nudity and stuff like that, I guess. Which there is obviously none of in this film. But
I thought there might be in a few
I thought there might be
yeah.
too. But like stuff like Coming to America, it was like they go to America but for like 5 seconds. They're really not there that long. So I'm kind of like this takes place most in their home country.
Yeah, Zamunda.
Zamunda, yeah, which I was kind of like, oh, okay, so you're just kind of like, you know, using this as like a thing it's just basically for name.
Yeah.
In all honesty. I didn't think the writing was very good in my opinion. I also just didn't really enjoy the story that much. I just thought it kind of lacked like those moments, like those like in the first one, it was like it was funny, but there was also like heartfelt moments between Eddie Murphy and I forget the woman who plays Lisa.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't find her in here. I don't see her in here, but yeah, her. Where in this one, like they have some of those, but they just don't hit you. Like I feel like they did in the first one. Like in the first one, I was like cheering for like Eddie Murphy's character, like rooting him on. Like you know, I want him to succeed with this girl.
Yeah, you want to prove to his father, you know, like that whole thing. You want to just make the Coming to America successful.
That's the other thing is like, the whole thing is like he has to find his son, or he doesn't have a successor. The whole thing is like he doesn't have a successor, but then he finds out about the son, who apparently he had while he was in America the first time, which again I thought was kind of like the idea that he got drugged and then like he didn't remember. I was like, you know, like
Yeah.
I didn't really like that.
What do you think about the de-aging in that scene?
I thought they took original clips and then added on to the end.
It was
both.
Yeah, there was original clips of them in the nightclub and stuff, but then when Arsenio Hall goes up to Leslie Jones and them, he's completely de-aged, and then everything in Leslie Jones' apartment with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio, they're both digitally de-aged.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it looked okay. I thought Wesley Snipes was like my favorite character. I thought he was very funny.
He was like on fire on screen.
But in my head, I was almost like, I almost would have liked this movie to be like, instead of him trying to find his son, and the whole thing is like, he needs to have an heir. And, you know, he kind of basically brushes by his oldest daughter, who's basically been training to be his heir. And he kind of just like,
which is kind of a classic trope we've seen a bunch.
Yeah, which I thought it would have been kind of cool if it was her, but she needs to be guided through ruling the kingdom or something. Like maybe like showing her learning, or like maybe putting Eddie Murphy's character at an older age and having her take over slowly. Basically, like his character kind of turns into his father from the first one. Where it's kind of forcing marriages and stuff like that, which I was just kind of like, I didn't like that his character became what he was fighting against in the first one.
Same, I didn't like
What about you? Sorry, I'm kind of taking up all the time.
No, it's definitely. I mean, a lot of what you said I agree with. I just think it's a lot of there's a lot of stuff in this that just, it's like it's trying to be you know, I think it's trying to be in thinking that it's a better movie than it is, which is unfortunate to me, you know, but I think it's just one of those things that it was just kind of felt like a Grown-Ups 2 situation, you know, that kind of stuff, where you know, it's just kind of everybody getting back together, getting the band back together, bringing Wesley in, giving him a nice role after, you know, he was away from Hollywood, obviously, for a while. I think he proves in here that he's still got it. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, we're so excited for Mahershala to be Blade, but like, if Kevin Feige wanted, I think he could slip right back in. But you know, I don't know though, because I don't know how he is now, but there's always rumor or talk that he's like a crazy person on set.
Well, he was in Dolomite too. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Dolomite. So I think it was, you know, it was okay. It wasn't as funny as I think it thought it was. I wanted
more Arsenio Hall.
Same. I feel like
he wasn't in it enough.
Yeah. I feel like he was in it a lot. I just feel like he didn't have a lot to do with his screen time. But what's it called? I just don't really think it's that like funny. Like, I think it thinks it's trying to be funnier than it is. But what I will say is,
like,
I'm glad that they didn't play too much into the, like, they could have easily made 8,000 Black Panther jokes. They only made a couple. Like, and also I will say Leslie Jones is somebody who I don't usually care for that much. But I actually liked her in this. I actually thought she had a pretty good part. I felt like some of the character stuff was good or okay in this. Like I felt like some of the bonding stuff between like Leslie Jones and Lisa's character was nice because like it would kind of make sense that like Lisa, her father came with her, but like they both got ripped out of Queens and have been living in Africa for 30 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, granted, it's like a comedy setting, so it's like the Zamunan people, I'm sure it's probably whatever, but I just thought it was nice that, like, after all this time, like, she got to hang out with somebody from Queens. This is going to sound weird. I don't even think there was that many of them. Like, the only one I actually picked up on was the one in, like, the beginning. I just don't like when it's, like, there's jokes about, and I'm sure plenty of other movies do this, or comedies, that there's jokes about like terms that are used like modern today, like the fleek joke. Oh yeah.
I just like rolled my eyes. I was like, oh my God. I just don't like those kind of like it's not even on the nose. It's just like a term, but I just don't like how it's like, oh, I walked down the street and hear that today. And I mean, I don't even know if people say that. I feel like that was a term used like 3 or 4 years ago when I was like in college and high school.
Yeah.
But yeah, stuff like that. Like I didn't think it was that funny. It was nice to see all the characters again, but I just like, even after like watching for the first time, I was like, oh, I kind of want to see them again in a different movie. But yeah, I don't know. The movie was very, very not great to me.
Yeah, a big miss for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I think those are probably our thoughts. I think that'll probably do it. What do you want to give a star rating to close out?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually end with like 1.5.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I was between 2 and 1.5.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say maybe I'd go like I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than you. I guess I'd go like maybe a 2.5 out of 5. I don't know. I just thought it was just like, I just kind of didn't have.
It was good for what it was.
Exactly. Yeah. Like exactly that. I didn't really have any expectations going in. I mean, obviously I'm sure you didn't either, but like my bar was very, very low, and it cleared the bar. Like that's basically as good as I can say about this. If you enjoyed the first movie, if it was like a big part of your life or whatever, you're probably going to really like this. Also, I will say this does call back to, it is also set in the Trading Places universe, just like they did a callback to Trading Places with the Duke brothers in the first Coming to America. It comes back in this one as well, with the Colin Jost character, which another cameo.
I forgot about that. That was just so like random.
Yeah, I thought it was part of the Tom and Jerry verse. I
was like, oh.
Yeah, Mr. Black Widow himself. But yeah, I think I'd probably go with like a 2.5. So yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode of Planet Film Network Reviews. That was our review of Coming to America, the 2021 sequel to the original. Again, thank you for joining us on the Planet Film Network. Make sure to check out our merch in the link below. I have been one of your hosts, Sean Monk, and TJ, you want to close us out?
Yeah, and I'm your other host, TJ Cornwell. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, follow us on all our social medias, links down in the bio or description, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.